Here you go.
Hello, and welcome to the Figment Collective. And tonight, or whatever day you're watching this, we are playing a modified version of Changeling the Lost. All right, 3LC, who are ya?
Hey everyone, I'm 3LC, and tonight I'm playing Sim, the Fire Elemental Artist.
Keenan, who are you playing?
Hi everyone, I'm Keenan, and I'm playing Will, the good boy Hunter Heart.
Az, who are you playing?
Tonight I will be playing Zigzag, who is just trying their best, being a little artificer. It's fine. We're smithing.
Avery.
Hello, my name's Avery, and I will be playing the Ogre Cyclopean Rufus and his trusty Froblin friend, Sir Reginald the Bold.
And I'm Milo, and I will be playing everybody else because I am the storyteller for our modified version of Changeling the Lost. And I do mean modified, so if you see something that's wrong, no, it's not. I made it up. And a couple of disclaimers, which I'm not sure if there are any on the screen right now, but I'm going to say them anyways, even if there are. This is an 18-plus stream, so if you're not 18, then you're 12. This is not the stream for you. Please see yourselves out. As well as we do not give advice on this channel. Please do not do or say anything that these characters do or say. It's make-believe time. What happened last time is our group, our motley, made it through the Tilted Necropolis, where they had a little bit of trouble wrangling Meg with her greed vice of desperately wanting to grab things, though they did come to a gallery at the end, or the beginning, depending on where you've entered this necropolis from, that featured some of Sim's artwork from his time in Arcadia. They did manage to snag one thing, a particularly well-done statue, and they quickly exited. They took a short break to replenish glamour and discuss whether or not they wanted to continue to use the map for the fast way, or if they wanted to recalibrate and do the safe way. They decided to continue with the fast way, which left them to one last location called Blood on the Moors. And this location in question, they don't know much about, but they know is more than likely dangerous. And they've decided to push through the night. So the sun has started to set as you reach the moors, which are basically, instead of being kind of swampy, they're covered with blood. All the pools of water, little islands in between, have this reddish color. It smells coppery, smells like blood, smells not just like it's a reflection of that. And there are a couple ways through, but ground's a little uneven looking, a little unstable looking in certain areas. None of you know what will happen if you step into the water. But this is where you've come to.
Does it appear like there is a path or a ferry or some type of already traversed means through this moor?
Nothing stable. It seems almost like, kind of glancing around, that the water levels or the blood levels in these moors tend to shift and rise and lower. So any stable paths would have had to have been built by somebody who frequented the area enough to know when and what the basically tides of this blood swamp were.
How? And you said we're approaching this at sunset.
Yes.
So
We had talked about carrying on through the night.
Yes.
With people being carried and taking turns being piggybacked.
Yes.
And Milo had said that there was going to be levels of exhaustion if we didn't roll high enough, but I think
everyone rolled high enough.
Yeah, Rufus and was it Will that also rolled to help carry people? Okay, yeah. So we were going to soldier on.
Okay.
But not call it that, because that's upsetting the zigzag.
Okay. So no clear path.
No clear path.
No clear path, no stable sort of terrain as far as we can tell. It's getting dark.
Nope.
So we need to get our light sources up.
And Meg has a lantern.
Yeah. So we're looking at... So we're looking at potentially trying to find some way around or seeing if there's a path that can be picked through.
Mm-hmm.
How... I know swamps don't get terribly deep, but does it look like it gets fairly...
With the consistency of what is very clearly not water, it is real hard to tell because it's the opacity level of it is...
That's fair.
It's thick.
Let's see here. And unlike the previous swamp that we were in, we don't have like a boat. We don't have anything of that nature. So,
it's not the best idea, but Will can always doggy paddle through it.
Maybe we sniff our way through, although that probably smells a lot like blood to you, Will, right? Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to be insensitive about your senses.
Insensitive.
I don't want to hurt Will's feelings.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I think...
I mean, it's just blood. I mean, I've seen lots of that before. How bad can this be?
We really don't know hardly, or at least I don't know hardly anything about this particular area. I don't even know what sort of threats we might face. I mean, we had those other individuals that watched over who were very jealous of or jealously guarded the fruit that was in...
not lonely ones, empty ones.
The lonely swamp, yeah.
Lonely ones, yeah. The lonely swamp, yeah.
Ones. And
yeah,
I don't know if there's an equivalent here for that, or even anything.
I would appreciate it if we didn't try and find out if anybody's guarding the giant pools of blood, or where the blood came from in, like, general, or if we could just...
Well...
Can Greg find the way?
Greg, wake up, buddy. Hey, Greg.
Yeah, so what Zigzag, what?
So, like we said, I told you could take a nap. I'm sorry, but it seems like there's not an actual way through here. Is there any of your brethren, maybe, they could help find a path through?
I mean, I can always try.
Okay,
yeah,
just don't toddle too far.
And Zigzag's gonna pick Greg up from out of the backpack and put him down gently on a nice spot where his non-existent bones won't ache as we're standing in this swamp to see if he can find any mushroom paths. Mushroom.
Whoops.
Mushroom. To live a life of sin.
That's the math.
Be cool if there was like
Wait.
be cool if there was like teleporting mushroom circles that just got us through that we found.
Zag might work on that.
Teleporting mushroom circles. That sounds like a trinket that needs to be made.
I mean, using the hedge wand, we could probably, you know.
Yeah, no, go ahead, do that, Zigzag. Grab that
Yeah,
hedge wand.
Harry Potter us out of here.
No,
I mean,
no.
if you want
An
to pick
item
up,
that takes you only to Arcadia.
if you want to pick up Larian Studios' hit AAA title Baldur's Gate 3, there may be teleporting fairy circles in that game.
Hey, for promotion. We talked about
Short
this.
thrust, Larian. Love you.
Larian, please give us money.
Money? Not a lot of it
We
now.
have a
Not even
dedicated
mine. Just
Starfield
love-
player, so
Just
here we go.
love me.
Ooh, beautiful.
International representation
Okay.
right there.
I missed something and now I'm concerned about what might
Starfield.
Oh, good.
So, old Greg toddles over. You see him sink his feet into the ground. A softer patch that's near the blood, but not quite in it. He focuses for a minute. And you see the mushroom cap on the top of his head start to weep blood. Now, if anyone has any, except Will, because I know that the beasts don't have this, academics, you can roll to see what you think might be happening here.
Yes.
Sure.
Not my
Why is
hopkin.
this mushroom covered in
Not my
jam?
hopkin. Not Greg.
Mushroom
Intelligence or
covered in
wits?
jam. Wit, because it's on the fly.
Could I add my encyclopedic knowledge to this?
You can.
I keep forgetting I have that.
Is there a manual on Hobkin that Zigzag has read?
If you have Hobkin as a specialty for whatever that is,
I don't. That's-
yeah.
Sim's all about the fruit.
You have Hobkin specialty? It's important to
You can take
know
a
how to
Hobkin
take care of your
specialty.
mushroom 4.
Yeah, Meg has hobgoblins as her academic specialty.
Good to know when you're traversing the hedge a whole bunch.
4, 2.
Give me a sec.
Which,
All right.
if I'm close, I do have willpower that I could burn.
Adjust my chair, which I should have done earlier.
Do that. Okay. Give me just a second here.
Should I burn a willpower?
Hold on, let's see what Sim gets before I tell you to burn a willpower, because I don't want you to have to waste a willpower. If Sim gets it.
Nah, 3 successes. Not a good roll.
All right.
Which just sucks because
If you want to roll an extra dice before using willpower for Meg, you can. Because Meg does have hobgoblins as a specialty. And hobkin are just hobgoblins that are your friends.
That would be 5 successes, but if it's still not enough, I will burn a willpower for old Greg.
It is enough.
Okay.
So you know that what has happened is he has tapped into other mushrooms in the area. And that this is a side effect of whatever connection he has made with those mushrooms, being that he is one, he has tapped into the main fungus membrane. I don't remember. I know it has a name, but you know the thing
Mycelium.
that
he's
the mycelium. There you go. Thank you.
mycelium web. He's tapped into the mycelium web.
Tapped into the shroom web.
The shroom
Like
web.
StreckNet for Hobkin.
You've got the fun guy group text.
Hedge web. Hedge web. We're doing it. There we go.
So
Okay, so
you know that whatever he's found, whatever he's tapped into, these mushrooms either bleed themselves or are infected by having grown in the blood.
Yep. So Zigzag's gonna reach down and pick up old Greg. And if there's any mycelium, like, we're just gonna kick it off of our hubkin. That's my hubkin.
No.
This is my emotional support shroom.
You pick him up, his feet come away, I mean, dirty. They're muddy, but nothing is attached. He sheds the blood relatively quickly. He did pass his will save.
Yeah, just gently clean up.
Zigzag. You're cleaning him up?
Yep.
Make a composure and resolve for me, please.
Okay.
Seriously, why is old Greg covered in jam?
It's blood, buddy. It's blood. It's blood. We're getting the blood off of him.
Wait, mushrooms can bleed?
No.
These can't.
But where did the blood come from?
His bones.
Bones can bleed?
No.
Okay.
Bones have blood in them.
Bones have blood. Hopkins don't have bones in them and therefore have no blood in them.
Yes, bones.
I have bones.
Do you have marrow?
Bones with blood. As marshmallow.
You have the whole network of friends. Anyways, so you wipe the blood off. Old Greg seems fine. What he tells you is that there is no specific set path, but there are a couple of safer areas that essentially how you can find them is there will be more growth on them, if that makes sense. So as you kind of look out, you can see what he means. There are areas where you see like what might have been bushes at one point that are now just like the skeletal remains of a bush. Like they're just like the twigs and sticks. There are no leaves, there are no berries. It's just basically just a black stick that it probably was a bush at one point. And that you can see where more of these clusters of these are through this area, that those are stabler ground.
Where it's thicker and so don't even
regret.
there's like the old growth, like that's more stable. So maybe if we just carefully like feel our way towards, there's no good way to say this, towards the black sticks.
Okay.
Maybe that's a good plan.
So,
but,
Meg,
we probably should be a little bit more careful with it, Greg.
on hearing this, will pull a collapsible foldable cane out of her bag, because again, Meg has everything. She basically
she
has
took
the
that.
Literally just, okay, never mind.
Cane.
And so we can just poke the ground until we get to the black sticks, and then we can just go from that to the next one and just make sure we're still keeping the path towards home.
Hands the
Who's going?
I'm assuming Rufus is going to take point.
You taking point. Okay. Does anybody need me to breathe on them before we go into the blood swamp of doom? I saw a movie about this at the theater once. There was giant rats. I hope we don't run into any.
I've taken a single point of damage, but I'm sure I'll be fine.
I think we sorted out the health damage from last time. Yeah, I only have one superficial as well. I'm good.
Okay.
Rude and savage.
We'll save that for emergencies.
Yeah, we're just a little bit.
I'll only breathe for the emergency. Sounds a little like it's not preventative, but okay.
Save your breath for the emergency.
Okay.
We're good. Okay, let's move forward.
So I need Rufus to make me a wits and survival roll.
Will, would you like to be in the middle or towards the back of our marching order?
So, who's doing the backpack first?
He's got very high awareness and wits.
Cool. Watch our
Can Meg
six.
help or? Oh shit!
1 crit, total of 5.
Nice.
Total of 5. All right. Meg was going to be on Rufus's back first because she was the only person that got low enough that she would potentially need a rest. Everybody else
Also, it's
did a
dark
really good
out,
job
and
as
we've
well.
learned that Meg doesn't
She's
do
afraid of the dark. She also has the lantern, so she's holding the lantern for Rufus on his back. So Rufus, you start poking the ground, and you feel some areas that are soft and some that are more firm. And as you go, and because of that critical, you do notice at one point you push down on the cane, and for a second you think that the ground is stable enough. But you're going carefully enough with the cane that as you start to step, you realize that yours and Meg's combined weight is going to collapse that section of it. You manage to pull your foot back in time to watch the edge of it kind of crumble off and sink slightly into the blood, which bubbles forward. And you guys keep walking. You get to about the halfway point. Or what you're thinking is the halfway point, because the critical really, really helped with that. So you make it there. Yes.
I'm going to activate by the light of the firefly and send some
Ooh.
fireflies ahead
Oh,
to light
that's
up.
right, because you eat the firefly.
Yes.
Yep.
So Sim is
And
going
that
to
means-
manifest some lightning bugs and send them ahead to provide some additional illumination in front of us.
So the fireflies provide enough illumination that it is in fact helpful, because it is enough fireflies that they light up an area with their little behinds. I now know what these look like. I've seen them.
You do. We saw a whole bunch of them in the backyard of the Airbnb for Gen Con. That's great.
Yeah,
So exciting.
it was wonderful.
So
Oh, if Meg's starting to get tired because she did get the exhaustion and she's having problems carrying the lamp, Zigzag will animate a rope to carry the lamp for us.
you can just animate the lamp.
It has to be able to move. If it doesn't,
It can hop and hang off of people's belts on its own.
Okay.
That's doable.
That's up to you. You can
Okay.
animate a rope too. I'm just letting you know it can.
I was just
if
gonna
you
make
just
the
wanna
rope
do the lamp.
slither. That way it distributes the weight and it's a little bit
All right.
higher up.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's pull up.
Wait a second.
This-
So Rufus and Meg with the animated rope lantern out, so they're looking like that fish, that type of deep sea fish.
A little bit, yeah.
The
Yeah, a little
anglerfish?
The anglerfish, yeah. Going through the swamp.
This is less, the cute little Studio Ghibli lanterns and more, we are the nightmare fuel. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a floating lantern in the dark with this hulking figure with 2 heads. It's great.
They'll be writing legends about us in the hedge.
I'll see that in my dreams.
You're welcome. Anyway, so now that I've put that in everybody's head and everybody's just gonna be thinking about that now, I passed my glamour check. So now we do some weird stuff. 2, 5.
Is that right?
4. Look. Yes, we're tying things up in a blood swamp. Like, come on.
Are you saying we're practicing restraint in the blood swamp?
The rope is what makes it weird. The blood swamp itself, that's normal.
I own this rope.
We have mystical creatures in a blood swamp, and the rope is what's weird.
Yeah, the rope is what's weird. Yeah, no. Not our 2
Okay.
fucking hobkin and our giant ogre, and the two people who are glowing like they're on fire, and our little gremlin
They
boy,
technically
and
are.
and the dog on 2 legs. Yeah, no, everything's fine here. 8 successes.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
8 successes.
Rope is totally fine.
Rope play in the blood swamp. There we go.
So you make it to the halfway point.
Yeah, we made it to halfway point with our role play blood swamp. Yeah.
We barely, guys, I'm so glad we tell people at the beginning of the stream it's 18 plus. Anyways, you make it to the halfway point. Weird if you make it weird.
Right.
Anyway,
Now that I can focus again.
Yeah. I need another wits and survival from Rufus.
Hey. Those fireflies are still lighting up wherever.
I wish so close. 4.
You could try.
4.
Yeah, I mean, I could use a willpower to see if I could
Also,
pull a crit off that one.
Did you add your helping dice?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Who's helping?
Meg was helping. Wasn't she
Meg
with
was
the
helping.
path? Yeah.
With
That's fucking-
the helping
Meg-
die, it's 5 again,
Meg
a crit
didn't-
plus 1.
Nice.
Meg wasn't helping because there's only so much she can do because you're using the stick to test the ground. So that's why.
Okay, so might want to spend the willpower.
Got
then.
this.
What was it?
3.
Got it. I thought it was 4.
Yeah, I thought it was 4 too. I thought the original roll was 4.
Yeah.
Maybe. I can't
6.
remember. Well, that was because I added the die for helping, and that's where the crit came from, and then it bumped into this dice, which may or may not have been a success. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of those numbers.
Okay. If you were at 6,
If you caught what that first roll was, get in the comments.
Yes.
it was
I
4.
remember
That's
4.
what I heard.
Cool.
Yeah.
We can
You
do
hit
4.
these two because that one's all cocked now,
Do you
Yeah.
remember?
and that one's all the way in the corner.
So, 4. 4 works.
Do you remember 4? I think 4. Yeah, 4. You remember 4, Will?
Can't scroll back.
Yeah.
4 sounds good.
4 sounds fine.
4 sounds
So
fine.
you guys, 4 sounds fine. So you guys proceed forward every few steps, and you're managing to find stable paths through. But this area, good lord, this area, when the cane goes down into soft spots, when it sinks into basically what is unstable ground or into the blood itself, in the darkness, the soil of this ground is very black. The blood itself is a much darker color, even though it reflects with the light of the fireflies and reflects with the light of the lantern. It is now almost black looking with how dark it has gotten. And it's harder to tell where the edges of the stable surfaces are. And as it sinks into one of these, you hear a ripple from the water. And I need everyone to roll me a composure and resolve.
Okay.
As a roll for Meg, old Greg.
Oh, big money, no whammy.
You escaped too soon.
Jesus Christ.
4. Oh no.
Yeah. My dice are just not feeling it.
Oh, good news! Sir Reginald will save was 9 with a critical.
Go, Reggie.
The bold.
So, so what happens is the same and different for everyone but, I believe, Rufus, who got a 4. Rufus, you hear blood. You hear the ripple of what could sound like water. It's a liquid. You hear it and you're like, okay, clearly I've stuck this in the wrong spot, and you move forward. You're just tra-la-la. You and Sir Reginald, not an issue. Everybody else, that ripple turns into murmuring, which turns into voices. Zigzag. The voice you hear is the voice of someone very like you, who you led into Arcadia, who you led to their death. You made them into a token, and they never made it out. They got discarded. You hear them blaming you. It's your fault I'm dead. You should have done more.
I know.
Now you want to be a good person? Now you want to be redeemed?
I'm
Sim.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
I am so sorry, Sim. Because the person you hear is Derek.
Oh no.
And if Nick, do you want to do Derek's voice blaming Sim for his death?
I don't understand. You said we were still motley even though we weren't. Is that why you didn't save me? Is that why it didn't? Is that why?
That's not true at all.
Is it because I wasn't good enough? I tried to be a good boy, Sim. I tried so hard.
You were the best.
I just wanted to save us, and why didn't you save me?
I was trying. I was trying my best, Derek.
You saved her instead of me.
And Will, you hear the voice of somebody that you hunted down and killed. And it's a similar thing of, how could you? How could you do this? You're just like me.
I know.
Why didn't you try harder?
I don't know.
That's not good enough. And this is what you hear as you keep walking. The voices don't stop as Rufus leads the way. And Rufus, you hear Meg is doing it too. And Meg is, I didn't kill you. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It just looked like me, is what she's saying.
Rufus is going to look around at his Molly. Look at how the swamp is barely keeping the extra weight that he's got on with Meg on his back. And he's gonna make sure Meg's on tight. And he's gonna group them all together. Not really cognizant of how aware they are of their actual surroundings. Rufus is just gonna...
Still following. They're cognizant enough they're not going to walk into the swamp. Like, they're not going to go into the water. But it's very clear that whatever they're hearing, that you don't hear, you still hear just the rippling of water. That whatever they're hearing is a distraction, yes, but not enough that they're just kind of falling off the edges of the platforms or the safe spots.
Rufus is going to take Zigzag's rope and tie it around everyone's waist and tie it to the back of his waist. Make sure it's cinched tight. Just in case they do begin to wander off.
Fair, I met us.
And just grit their teeth and keep moving forward and know that if he has to quite literally drag them out, then that's just gonna be what it has to be.
Okay.
You keep pushing forward. Your roll was well enough that nobody is going to fall into the blood. But by the time you reach the end of this swamp, it has taken a toll. Everybody affected is going to lose a willpower. Okay. Superficial willpower damage. If you have no willpower, it's going to be aggravated willpower damage. Mm-hmm. And as you're getting ready to you can see the end. You can see it right there. The voices change from people you know to just overlapping echoes of accusation. Their blood is on your hands. You know what you've done. Nothing you do can atone for your sins.
Yeah, Sim is...
Zigzag is openly crying.
Sorry.
Are they still moving? Or...
Like, oh yeah, they're still going.
Yeah.
Okay. Rufus is gonna...
And you might have to give somebody a little tug every once in a while and be like, we gotta go faster.
Actually, no, because the rope is animated. It's supposed to go along the path, so it's pulling you need to get Zigzag out of whatever this is before, otherwise the rope's gonna keep going. I got 8 successes. It's just gonna keep going. We don't need we can just pass out. The rope will drag us.
Yeah. We will be dead and gone. This rope will keep going.
Yeah, Rufus is just gonna keep everybody going, and then once we get to the edge of the swamp, then Rufus will stop. But until then, it's forward and march.
Yep. You get out, and the ghostly echoes, the whispers, the accusations fade into the distance. But the damage is done. Meg is crying. Zigzag's crying.
Like the sound coming out of Zigzag's chest is horrifying. It's like a 5-year-old trying to play a viola.
Oh, buddy.
Underwater. Yeah.
What happened? Y'all look weird, sad and stuff. It's just a swamp with like some blood.
I heard them all. Every person I hunted for the wild hunt.
You probably shouldn't mention them, by name, That was a faux pas.
Foxpaw.
I heard every single one of them.
there a place to sit down on the edge?
There are some like rocks and things that are just they're away enough that all the noise has stopped from the swamp or the moors.
Okay. Sim will just have a seat and just kind of be like this. They're just kind of cradling their head in their hands. And like any tears that are coming down are just like sizzling right off the edges of their fingers.
I'm not going to try and recreate the sound Zigzag is making right now. It's just not possible.
Meg.
We'll grab a blender, throw some spoons in it.
Alright, I'm on it. I like my blender too much,
Meg
actually.
says, I heard my brother.
Sim kind of looks up and looks at her and... I'm sorry. Sorry for that. And then Sim will stand up with a little bit of a determined look on his face and then just go, I wouldn't do anything differently. And start walking off.
I didn't do anything wrong in the first place. Meg will follow after Sim.
Come on. And he'll just pick Zigzag up and sit him on his shoulders again.
Just gear oil it.
Okay, buddy. Let's just keep crying up there. It'll be alright. You coming, Will?
Yeah. No, I'm coming. And Will,
Got something
he's
for you.
He's not there, but he's following.
Hey, I got something for you, Will.
Yeah. What's up?
He'll reach in his pocket and pull out like one of those little keychains that doubles as like a stress ball. Just like hand it to him. Just give it a little squeezy squeeze, you'll feel better.
Thank you. It means a lot. And he squeezes the fucking shit out of it.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't want to make you roll a strength check to see if you pop it.
Do it.
I'll feel bad. But go ahead and roll me.
This will be the
strength
second
roll.
of Will's balls that we
Busted?
You threw the other one at his face.
Strength plus what?
Brawl. Like a grapple,
Brawl?
like a grip. Yeah.
Three successes.
Not bad.
You don't break it. You squeeze the crap out of it, and you can hear like the seams of it just crying, but it doesn't break.
So close.
And when we get back home, I can take you to the 7-Eleven where I found those.
Cool. Can we get some slushies while we're there too?
Big gulp buddies.
Nice.
Big gulp.
My God.
Go.
I deserve that.
As Sim is walking along behind Meg, like, it's not there, but he's kind of like, as if he was holding the beanie, but it's kind of invisible in his hands, just kind of like wrenching it
Ow.
and gripping it, but it's not there. Yeah.
So, you guys
Finish
push
that.
forward,
That's
and you know,
Yeah, it did.
you know what's next is the gate. You know that
The Golden Grove Gate. Yeah.
the Golden Grove Gate. Then you walk forward. Hearts maybe a little more heavy than you expected them to be as the gate comes into view.
You got the key.
Like Meg has the key, I thought.
Yeah.
Meg does have the key.
Yeah.
She walks up and
We
out of her
untie
back
each other?
pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, let's take care of the rope.
Yeah. We're all going with Meg to unlock this gate. We don't have a choice.
She takes out a sprig from one of the trees, those metal trees that are in the Golden Grove. I've had to explain the Golden Grove, I think, once, but it has kind of gaudy decor. It's where Celia was, the fairest, the fake fairest, Jack's sister. And she heats the metal and shapes it into a key. Now, it's not great. Meg has no dots in craft. It's a very crude key.
Zigzag's like,
Would you like some help?
Can you heat the metal?
If you heat the metal, I got the stuff in my bag.
and Zigzag takes out this like
I'm just
little-
gonna do it.
No, that's fine. Go Zigzag can go for it. It's okay.
yeah, Zigzag pulls out like this little like travel pack of tools.
It's like, let's do this.
Rufus will reach up and grab
All right.
Zigzag and pull him up over his head and sit him on the ground.
Meg will heat.
Your tactical gremlin.
Meg will heat the metal.
Okay.
Zigzag. Roll a craft.
I'm so good at this. What is it?
It's dexterity and craft.
Dex and craft? Perfect. Okay, so that's a +1 to Dex. So that's 3.
Math, you dick.
Math is a dick.
Rufus is just gonna like, while they're doing this, just look at the statue that he stole for a minute. Be like, I feel like I'm supposed to appreciate this.
It's pretty horrifying. It's very well done, but horrifying.
Yeah.
It's partially flesh and partially metal, and there's some paint on it.
Similar. Okay.
Pretty sure some of the stuff on, like, there are some eyes on it. They're very real eyes. They're people's eyes. Now,
He's gonna look around and go, yeah, there's my artist mark. Left his
You made
signature.
this.
Unfortunately,
Little-
yes.
little flame
You
at the
say
bottom there.
that?
It's a little flourished S. And I'm all like, it's... I did. I had to. I was forced to.
Yeah.
No, yep, it's really good work. How did you actually get that to all go together without actually melting the bones? Because every time. Okay, yeah, no.
Bones.
Damn it, you guys.
Don't chew the statue, though.
Oh,
I have a little bit of fucking culture. Appreciate this fine fucking artwork. And you're all getting distracted.
Alright, reflex.
I don't make the fucking key. I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy. Just make the key.
five successes.
5 successes.
You make the key. Meg puts it in the lock, turns it, and the door opens. You recognize this area as being behind the Golden Grove. It leads into a garden. It's kind of a cocked, tilted garden gate, like a literal entryway into it. And you basically unlock the door, step out, and from the outside, you know, mortals that might be passing by, for the briefest of moments, if they were looking, would catch a glimpse of the hedge and your seemings, your true faces. But it's only briefly, because as you walk through, the gate swing closed, and it looks like you just walked out of this kind of scraggly communal garden behind the building that houses the Golden Grove, which is a nice large building. And you guys are home. And Sim, your phone pings like 7 times.
Fuck. Pulling their phone out, looking, because they're probably were just about to grab it to, of course, text Nova that they're back. So.
You have several messages from Sarah.
Okay.
Basically, you know, letting you know that she passed her final. It wasn't as good as she wanted it to be. She knows she could do better. It feels kind of like a, I don't know, spiral of depression from somebody who maybe just got the emotion of sorrow back in bucket loads when they couldn't feel it before.
Oh my god, I don't think she's... That sounds so bad. If you haven't watched our first Changeling stream, you should do that. Otherwise, I sound like an asshole.
That's a plug for a replay, ladies and G's.
Oh boy, it's critical.
Yes. Okay, what else?
There is a text from Nova that has a snowflake. That's all it is. It was just probably a ping to see if you were going to text back. Or to see if you still had service. There are some areas of the hedge that do, because of how close they are to the mortal world, like your hollows and stuff.
Yeah, that'll be the first reply is, "I'm home," you know, and hug emoji, kiss emoji. I'm home. Then Sarah, hey. Been on a trip with crappy service. Talk soon. With a little wavy hand.
And with how early in the morning it is, you don't actually get a message back from Sarah, but you do get one from Nova that's just like an excited face with a heart.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's a smiley face.
I just have
The
to point
chronic
out,
smiley face you've ever seen.
Okay.
This is exuberance for Nova.
Listen.
This is great.
Listen, she's an ice elemental. She's a snow maiden.
Yes.
Or she's a snow skin. She's a snow skin. So the thing with that is, in person, she doesn't emote. Through text, she does. It's fine.
Yes. That's great. So, Sim will look around. How's everybody doing? Did anybody else get pings? Will, you got messages going off? Zigzag, Rufus.
Will is fixing
I
his
have
mullet
friends besides you
and
guys.
his overalls.
Don't have a phone.
Will is also just covered head to toe in rust.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm good.
Hey, wait, what was that? I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, I saw your mouth move, but I didn't hear anything. Were you talking?
Zigzag was asking if Will was okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. I walked in there like this. I came straight from work.
Will's phone. Do you have a phone?
Will does have a phone.
It does ping.
If it's fucking Rebel, we riot.
I'm sure it is Rebel. Where you at, bitch?
He's gonna pull up his phone and check the message.
It's from Rebel. It says, "You dead?" Just 2 words with the question mark.
Still alive and made friends. Smiley face, 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 smiley face. Smiley goofy face with a tongue stuck out. Send.
Symbol, do you mention that you sent that?
He says it all out loud while he's typing it.
Awesome. Symbol, send a follow-up message. I'm one of those friends.
Rebel?
Speech
Yeah.
is actually a thing. I saw your fingers moving. You can just hit the microphone button and say that, and it'll type it all out.
Rufus is gonna hand Sim's statue to Meg really quick
Meg will take it.
and put his giant mitt on Sim's shoulder. You want us to walk you home since you have the thing you were looking for?
That's probably not a bad idea. I need to get this back to
Way.
Yeah, it needs to get put away. It needs to be secured until we can do what we need to do with it.
You should probably put it in one of our places for you. I'm trying to be subtle here, but that's not my forte. You know what I'm talking about, right? The in-between spot with, oh, thank God, I can stop talking. Okay.
Let's get him. All right. Will, you can come with us. You don't have to go back to wherever you're doing right away unless you'd like to.
Fuck Rebel, she's a cunt. And just
Will's phone pings with
It's just like
I knew
blinking
you
as
could
he's
do it.
in full like shock.
Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji. Thanks for having my back, Chief. Salute emoji, American flag emoji, bald eagle emoji.
Sim, you get a text from Rebel that just said, "Oh, goody." And you can hear the sarcasm in it. You can feel it through the phone.
It's
Okay,
in
I'll
the
send
phone.
back an animated GIF that is just, a dude going. And
All right.
also,
Where
anyway,
Look, Zigzag's so happy to be out of the hedge. Just
Yeah.
like, no, we're gonna go do stuff
How's
with our
Greg?
motley.
how's Greg and how's Reggie doing too? As we're moving.
Reggie-
We're moving along and checking each other and checking our phones.
Yeah, Reggie seems to have almost breathed a sigh of relief, just due to the fact that he was prepared. He was prepared to make sure that everyone got out alive.
And we did.
And everybody did, and no one had to die. That's a win in his book.
Old Greg's probably back asleep.
Oh, Greg is pretending to be asleep.
Wake me when we get there.
Got on the hedge. Like, Zigzag normally would,
Shooting
be
from
holding old Greg, but he did so much, and we went through the entire night that Zigzag's just letting him pretend to sleep. Not letting, not doing the usual of, why are you pretending to sleep? Wake up. Just, no.
Let him have this. He deserves it.
Rufus is going to kind of drift around behind Zigzag really quick, take one of the few remaining buttons off the flannel inside of his leather jacket and just slip it in the pocket that old Greg is in on Zigzag's backpack.
Yeah, no, it's full on like a kid's backpack that Zigzag just cut the legs out so it can fit their teddy bear that everybody can see. Obviously, not anything weird like something like a mushroom hobgoblin or anything. No, that'd be weird.
Did we take a vehicle here? I don't remember.
No, you entered the hedge. If I remember correctly, you entered the hedge through a different entrance. It was Meg had. It was over near the ferryman.
Yes,
I think.
Yes,
I remember
that's
right.
correct because we went through. We came out into the Skull Garden.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, that was
Yes.
a different entrance. Yep. Okay. Cool. So we're just hoofing it then. So he's checking.
Yes.
Sim's checking like GPS, like how far approximately away from his home he is.
The Golden Grove, I do believe, is actually closer to the South Ward and the shop. And so you got maybe a 20-minute walk.
Okay. We could Uber.
I think you've done enough damage to the Uber drivers.
Yes, we could order an Uber. You can't take over for driving for the Uber. Just get in the back seat. This is more daring thoughts. I just know any better, except for the one time. That was all it took for Zigzag to never get in a car with him again.
Are you walking, or are you trying to catch an Uber at like 3 a.m.?
We can walk.
Or 4 in the morning, yeah.
I don't care. It's 20 minutes. It's fine. We can do this. We're Changeling. We got this.
Yeah, Zigzag is exhausted and like has grabbed the straps of their backpack and is just like,
oh, it's like we're walking back from Gen Con.
yes. It's the post-con walk where you're like, I haven't been able to feel my feet for 5 hours, and the minute I stop walking, I'm gonna feel it.
Yep.
That's what
And we'll cut them
happened
off.
in the hike. That's what happened in the hike when I just stopped talking to everyone and kept going. I was like, if I stop moving, we're getting a helicopter to get my ass out of here. Search and rescue is gonna need to come get me because I'm not going anywhere.
Do the Coast Guard.
The forest can have me. I'm not moving.
The vines can just
I'm
grow
gonna die
over
here.
me. It's gonna be
Save
looking
yourselves
up at the
to
sky.
wait for me.
I am one with the ferns. Yes.
Yes. Yep. We'll just keep hoofing it to
I made friends with the owl. He'll bring me food.
Obviously. That's how that works.
drop off little nuts and bugs.
Yuck. Anyways, you guys end up making it there to the shop. You're going to the shop.
Yeah, we can go to the shop. Actually,
I guess. Yeah.
oh well.
Where were you trying to go?
I was trying to go.
South
Anywhere
towards the
that-
shop.
I was
you can
gonna go.
pass out
We can go to the shop. There's
4
there's
hours.
places to crash there. I'll text Nova that we're headed to the shop, and if she
All
can
right.
meet us there, that would be great.
Yeah, she texts back with absolutely. I'll meet you there.
Okay. I'll send a text. Not that I'm expecting a reply, but I'll send a text to Reed as well.
All right.
Reed made it out.
Okay.
Have what I went for.
You do not get a text back from Reed.
Yeah. We also have a bonus. Did we?
She asked for it, yeah.
We have to go to the graveyard too.
Did we get the rainbow roots?
No, the rainbow roots were in a different area. There was basically you were going to have to rework the map to go off the path, or you're going to have to make a roll with contracts of the hedge to locate it. And there was no guarantee that it would be safe or easy or that you wouldn't get lost. So I think you guys
And they'll
decided to
hop in
forgo
on
that.
their own adventure later to get the rainbow roots. That's a terrible plan. That's a terrible goddamn plan. That's fine.
We will take care of the rainbow. We'll take care of the rainbow roots in future episode. Yeah.
It's just for the tattoo guy. It's not super important.
Everything is super important to somebody.
That's okay. We'll make it good.
I do have like 2 dead bodies in my bag, so if we could go to the graveyard anytime
Rufus.
soon, that would be cool.
Rufus, everyone, y'all came in real clutch on this whole trip. The least we can do is go get some roots. We owe it.
Let's not go for that taco truck on the way to your place, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You hungry, Will?
Are we committing crimes?
No, not for real.
Okay. We're making a quick
Just
stop
get
at the...
some
They're probably not open. Shit, I'll just burn the
Taco.
lot.
3 a.m.
It's very early in the morning. Here, let me make a roll. How about this? I'll make a roll. I'll make a roll.
Just okay. As we're talking about
If we
rolling
need
over,
to,
this
let's
taco
pretend
truck.
that Taco Bell is
Yeah.
still open 24 hours in this world. So we can still go there.
I mean, the one off Union is still open until like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So we just say that some employee got stuck.
Remember when they were 24 hours, though? That was the bomb.
Ew.
Gosh, 24-hour
All right,
Taco Bell was
sure.
amazing.
Yeah. As we're talking about rolling
yeah.
over the taco truck, though, Zigzag full on pulls out a lockpick set from like their inside pocket and is just like,
Yes.
So I rolled the Ravno,
Yeah, of course.
Oh no.
which means that actually, yes, the taco truck is open.
Fucking tacos!
Yes. Okay, let's grab some tacos. I'll text.
A
I'll have them
late
text
night
you,
crowd
it's coming
came
full
from the
circle
bar.
because we all met at
Yep.
the taco truck.
Oh, for snakes.
They were selling beer super late. They haven't completely closed. They had a couple of last minute customers at 2 a.m. when the bars got let out all the people. Last calls, and so yeah, you guys get up there just as they're willing to make you some food before they close up.
Awesome.
Horchata, the big one. And if you could just
All right.
put all the cream you have in the back in it, it's cool. If you could not look at me when I ask you to do that like that, that would also be rather cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Whatever you have left, cook it.
All right.
Zigzag
So-
has, I think, $30 in their pocket. And just
We
give
good.
Oh, Meg.
I'll get whatever Will wants to.
Yeah.
We'll get some meal on me.
Will throw down like $500.
Shit.
Just give me everything you have.
Yeah, Meg has resources too, so she'll pitch
yeah.
some money.
Oh yeah.
At this rate, we're gonna buy your truck.
Sim's got 3 dots resources.
So-
He's rather. Plus, he also has someone he can call.
You need investors.
He's got a special
So the
friend
man-
he can call.
The man makes you pretty much whatever you want. He'll
Fantastic.
you said
We
whatever
will
is
leave.
left, cook it.
We'll leave a
You
generous
get
tip.
you get the full spread of food. You get the burritos that are like the size of your face. With the carne asada. All of the.
birria. I want some birria
Yeah.
tacos to dip, and that's just me as a
Yeah.
In your
person.
horchata.
And horchata.
Yeah,
Because it has to
horchata.
be covered in cream
Okay.
for Zigzag to eat it.
I
Let's
have to
not.
mention this because I
Chorizo.
don't know if you've had them yet, but T-Bell's deep fried chicken roll-ups is actually really good.
Chips. You get chips with homemade salsa that smells like it's gonna hurt every single feeling you have left.
Oh,
Will is face deep in that.
Zigzag's like,
So yeah.
sweet.
I can't exactly pay you with money. Would you take some childhood memories as payment, Will? They're not mine, so you're okay.
No, you can keep the childhood memories. That's okay.
That's fucking grim, dude. Jesus Christ.
Spicy nachos.
Did anyone want a margarita? Because the
Oh yeah, can we get one of those huge ones
Yeah.
with multiple straws?
the
and we
big
just-
one where everyone can do
we just
multiple
all-
straws? Yeah.
We're getting white girl wasted.
Woo!
oh good, I took church bells instead of having to drink alcohol.
Grim, Mine would be terrible, I think. I don't know what they
The fact
are.
that you just have somebody's childhood memories just fucking swimming around up there is really fucked up, dude.
Glad you don't have a frailty about rings of salt, because then the margarita would be a problem.
Yes.
Yeah, if they're salt on the rim, like, Rufus will go to drink and be like,
It's Warden. No.
No.
That's how you protect
I
a
love
margarita from bad
Will's
spirits.
frailty of cannot leave food on the plate. This entire plate of
Meg has
nachos
to wait.
is demolished.
Meg has to wait till everybody else ate or drank something first. So
There's no question that that's happening, so.
Yeah,
Yep,
Zigzag
yeah, she
is
starts
gonna
eating.
wake up old Greg enough to take and have like a chip dipped in like the nacho cheese sauce and make sure there's no mushrooms anywhere in sight, and then wake him up and be like,
Okay, so.
the queso.
So, buddy,
Yeah. And he'll start eating. Absent-mindedly eating chips as they're passed to him.
Greg, a mushroom. Will he? Is that cannibalism, or does he level up
Yes.
mushroom? Yes.
It's cannibalism. He started as a mushroom.
okay. So, here's the thing. That he is technically a hopkin, which is not a vegetable. So, it's fine. But he's
So many
sensitive
questions.
about mushrooms, which is why
None of them are helpful.
It's old Greg.
So he's the hobkin that's not a vegetable, and you're the gremlin with stolen childhood memories. Got it.
I stole it. They were bargained and they're in the backpack.
So did you get better memories than when you were a kid?
I don't have any.
Oh. So you didn't have any, so you got some. I see.
What they had, and they just wanted me to fix a thing for them. Clockwork's weird on tokens, man. Like,
Listen, childhood memories fetch a great price depending on who
Depending
you
on the
sold them
memories.
to, okay? So, yeah. So Zigzag could go around the market and basically resell them for something that he needs.
a tattoo or some of those rainbow roots for Rufus.
What
Somebody
happens
probably does sell them.
Yeah.
Or for mortal money, but people look at you weird when you need it and ask why you don't
I'm
have
taking
a minimum
then you
wage
would
job
probably
like a barista since you're so short.
So what's better for powering certain tokens? Is it traumatic memories or happy memories? Or does it depend on the token?
Not
Does Zigzag have to start rolling at this point with the token talk?
Token shop. It's all
No.
good.
Cool.
Not for this.
no,
If anything, it was going to be for the childhood memories thing.
Sim's leaving that alone. He can tell that it's a hot button topic.
Zigzag doesn't have any. It's very bland.
Hey,
like
Zigzag. The best way to revitalize a token is with a hedge ghost.
Yeah, it's a whole process.
And does the hedge ghost contain the memories that you need, or the feeling that you need?
Not the memories. It's the you're feeding the token.
Just the feeding of it? Okay.
It's not great,
Doesn't sound great.
but I mean, you're not killing someone to make it, so.
Yeah.
But Sim, you remember
I'm also
You
messing
remember
around
that
with various rituals of my own stuff, yeah.
the circle disc that Dr. Cassidy
Yep.
left in your car.
Yes.
You do know how she made it, and they put a hedge ghost into it.
Yep.
You just shove it in there unceremoniously.
You know what? You know what, Zigzag? There's something.
Handful of nachos. That's what she should.
Yeah. You know what, Zigzag? There's actually someone I'd like you to meet someday.
Okay, is this like a threatening way? Because I saw how you talk to people that
No.
you said you've met them before.
It's based on
or
the
is it
fact
more threatening?
of he'll describe the disc and the things like that. There's someone who made one of those, and I think you'd find it interesting to talk to
To
them.
make one that was better.
I'm sure you could. They tried to make a lot of things, and they weren't half bad, to be quite honest. They They made some pretty. They put together some pretty terrifying contraptions. So they tried really hard.
Yeah, you tried, but like it's an art. People think of it as yes, it should function. It should have a purpose. But overall, it is a work of art. You're putting your time and energy into it, and if you're gonna leave a mark in the world, it might as well be a good one for a good reason.
That's a good point. How are those nachos, Will?
Oh, the fucker's so good. The stew was good, but these nachos are fantastic.
Sim's gonna go around to the persons who own the taco truck and ask, and go back and ask, do you have any leftover bones? Like you've used for soup stock or
for you want some?
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great. Did you wrap them up in some paper?
Sure.
Thanks.
And you get basically lamb and chicken and pig.
Okay.
Are the 3 types of bones that are in it.
Okay. Sim's gonna slide them away just for a little later.
All right.
Okay.
You guys eat.
We finish our meal and it's fantastic, and then we can move on to the store. And you walk up to whoever has not seen it yet, which Zigzag's seen it, and Rufus has seen it, and everybody else, because that's where you first met. But Will,
Yep. Will hasn't seen it yet.
You come up to an older 2-story building. Looks like it was possibly like maybe a general store at some point, but has been massively converted and updated and remodeled. And it looks like it's had a recent remodel as well. Very nice. And
Mad. So mad.
But it is. It's got a new sign out front and everything with neon. It's all shut down, of course, right now, but because it's closed. But it's called the Crimson Forge, and it's Sim's place for art supplies and his artworks and all his metal forging. It has a whole blacksmithing area, everything.
Metals.
Got that picture on the window.
Mm-hmm.
You also see a snowskin standing outside.
Yep.
Your girlfriend.
Yeah, she's dressed in like.
What the fuck is that?
She's dressed in like casual clothes.
She's good.
For Sim, for you, she's not wearing her armor.
Cool.
But like what you guys see is she's got white hair. Her skin looks like an ice sculpture. Like it's almost that kind of see-through way that when ice is carved, it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Her eyes are just this icy blue color. And she's just very. When you get closer to her, the air around her is much colder. You've been around fire elementals a whole bunch, so you're used to just the kind of ungodly heat they give off after when you're in their presence for a long time. You kind of she's like standing at the opening of a freezer when you approach.
Sim snaps on his protection from elements and runs forward.
She runs over. Yeah, she'll run. And the other thing you notice is when she
put an arm out to stop Will from chasing.
What was you gonna say?
Overrun.
When she hugs Sim, you see that she is muscular. Like she's got some big ass muscles.
Where's the comma at?
Sim's getting a little squeezed. His skinny little nerdy blacksmith body is getting squeezed at the moment, but he doesn't mind.
My statement was accurate with or without a comma.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. And yeah, Sim is just holding her back as hard as possible, and he's just like, I missed you so much. I missed you so much.
I missed you too. I'm so glad that you came home safe.
Yeah. He's like, and he'll step back after the embrace and go. I think you've met Rufus and Zigzag and them before, right?
Nova saw Rufus in Reed's office,
Okay.
but hasn't actually formally been introduced.
Sim will do a round of introductions for everyone. Rufus, Zigzag, Will, Reggie, and Old Greg.
He talked about you when we were sleeping in the cabin.
Are you also going to be one of my best friends?
Do you need best friends?
I very much would like more best friends.
Then I can be one of your best friends. It's lovely to meet you.
Yeah! And he'll like be pumped in the air.
Yes. All right. Let's get inside.
I don't want to be rude, but let's get it inside.
Yeah, yep. Let's get it inside.
You guys-
Can we use hedge contracts outside the hedge?
No.
Okay. I was worried about the hedge magic potentially leaking and wondering if we could use it if there was leaking hedge magic from the bag.
No. Okay, yeah, no, it's not leaking from the bag. You're good.
Sounds like
Perfect.
you'd have to
You
take
guys-
the wand to see someone if it was leaking from the bag. So-
Right? You guys get inside.
Get a better bag.
If your wand leaks from the bag, you should see a medical professional immediately.
You get inside
But
the
don't
shop.
take our advice.
Are you
Yes.
just gonna chill in the shop area?
I would take us back towards where more of like the back rooms where the place where Milo sat to have their little interview, little studio area.
He went through everything of
No debit card.
Yep.
Ever again. Ever fucking again.
Look, it's her fault the
so
shop
nice.
got busted.
There's so much stuff, new stuff. There's like, you'd
He-
see
Sim
display
and-
cases for you'd see display
blank
cases
check.
for like cutlery, pottery, works of art, like in different mediums, like oil and charcoal and different things like that are all hanging all over the place. And then you can, once you get past where that front of the store is and head towards the back, there's the actual forge area where the forge is, and a special area set up with brick and stone and everything, and it's an old brick building too. It looks like where the forge is looks like it's used to be a converted like old time bakery, like maybe like, you know, where there was some like old school kind of pizza ovens and stuff like that, but it was cleared out. And the blacksmithing forge was put there, and you smell. The forge is cold at the moment because nothing's being made, but you know that smell of charcoal and everything is very. And so he'll take back, and there's tables and canvases and all tools everywhere. Zigzag's probably just going like bonkers looking at everything.
Like, is having a great time looking at all this very expensive things. Still at the table. That Zarin went through that itemized list and immediately threw the debit card into oblivion. It was important. And then if there's a spot, Zigzag's actually, because we're pretty fucking tired, right?
It's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Basically, Savannah is going to be getting up soon to open the shop.
Okay. Yeah, Zigzag's gonna find a spot that's by the forge and settle down.
There you go. Now,
Sim, before you get too far,
yeah.
we talked a little bit about you might have a place where I can put to rest these 2 people we brought home.
Mm-hmm.
If you could just point me in that direction so I can get that done.
Okay. Sim will think about it just for a brief second, and then pull up on maps the location where a lot of the remains are interred from the church assault.
Yep.
And he'll give Rufus directions to that area and go, you can put them there, and you can, if anybody asks or anything, you tell them I said you could and I sent you.
Carrying people there. Yeah, I remember carrying people there.
Okay.
So I can. Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. That's right.
Can I snag a shovel from you or something?
Yeah, take whatever you need. He's got.
Are we going now?
No, I'll get it. You stay here.
I have all the stuff in my bag.
Yeah. I'll take the bones, and I'll go do it. And I should probably check in at the courtless freehold anyway.
Oh, okay.
And Zigzag will take and open their bag, takes the fruit out, takes the bones out, and take the probably very, very gooey rat body out.
So,
Make sure
for
it's all tied
your
up.
reference, once Rufus officially buries those bones, you're all gonna gain a point of clarity, including Rufus, who already gained another one for taking the statue, and the reason for taking the statue. So everybody gain a point of clarity.
Yeah, and Rufus is gonna just bid everybody a good night, and then head to bury them, and then check in at the courtless freehold.
Okay.
All right. Meg will wander off with Rufus. She'll say her goodbyes, make sure that everyone has anything that was tucked into her bag, make sure that everyone got all their stuff as well, and then head off with Rufus to check in with the courtless. Meg gets back clarity too, actually.
Yes. Make sure she does. And Will,
Went through a lot.
you can. You're welcome to stay here unless you have a place that you can crash at if you'd like.
You stay here.
Okay. Because
Here's a little nicer than my hammock.
yeah, I actually have a living space, a living quarters. I'll show you here in just a sec. And
Bless you.
Gesund. And after that conversation, Sim will open the backpack and gesture to Nova, and there it is.
She'll wander over.
There it is.
You got it?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it?
Well, two things. One, I'd promised to see if I could help Pippin with it. And I need to see if I can do that. And then it needs to be destroyed. This is too dangerous for anyone or any group or anything to have. If we can't destroy it, we need to seal it away somewhere where no one can ever find it. But I don't like that
I
option.
can help.
Okay.
We were so close to home, and
The other,
I just...
yeah.
Well,
The other thing that's important here too, Sim will also pull the book and the notes and everything out. We know how it was made. These
I think
documents tell us how it was made. We should be able to find out how to unmake it.
I would recommend that you work with Reed on that then.
Yep. Oh. Nova,
Are you doing okay?
I'm doing all right. Tell me that I shouldn't keep a copy of this just in case. I shouldn't.
You shouldn't keep a copy of it. You shouldn't. I will have to say the same thing to Reed, because the very idea of this knowledge being lost is going to upset her. But it is for the best.
I know. And Sim is going to look at it purposely, and he's just going to be like, I know I could make it better. And there's a little glint to his eyes, but then it goes away.
She'll put her hand on his shoulder. We all know that you can make it better. But it's not something that should be made. So you can put your time and your effort and your great amount of skill into things that are going to help.
Yeah.
Because, Sim, anything you make is wonderful and perfect. And you know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And he'll turn and can give her a little wink and go, right about that. Just you wait.
She will very purposefully move her wrist because you gave her that snowflake chain already.
Oh, yeah, that
and just kind of basically remind you that, you know, she wears it and that she loves it.
Yeah. But put all the stuff back away, close up the backpack, and Zigzag is going to be a big help with this, I have a feeling. But Reed, we'll go and talk with Reed. Will, do you need us to help you with anything, especially with the rebel situation?
Well, I could, because you guys helped me out. It would probably be pretty cool if you came along with me to go see Rebel. Aside from that, no. I was just asked to go in and just go get the goblin fruit that helps you remember stuff.
Okay.
And I got it, and then I helped you out with your guys' stuff. And then we had some kick-ass nachos.
And you might have mentioned this before, but she didn't tell you why she wanted that fruit specifically, correct?
No.
I'm gonna make a note.
Did you say that you'd give it to her or that you'd find it? Wording is important with contracts.
I'm sure the task was for Will to retrieve it, I'm sure.
No, retrieve, fetch was was the words used.
She's probably a little rude about it. You're good at fetching.
I'm very proficient at fetching.
We can use her to make the secondary wand.
Well, we'll be happy to accompany you for your visit to Rebel and see what is perhaps going down with those fruit of memories. It's curious.
It's about this time, you hear nails clicking on tile.
Who's that?
You recognize the sound. It's like dog feet, but bigger.
Okay.
The dog is not the dog. There's not the dog.
Savannah rounds the corner because she had access to the cameras on her phone. So all the times you guys moved through the shop and the cameras, they pinged.
Yeah.
And so she woke up and looked.
Savannah
is
so nice to
is
see you.
7.5 feet tall.
Yes.
So to describe her, 7.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
She has this white hair that's done up in these braids. Her skin has this purplish kind of undertone cast to it. She has antlers that come out of her head. She has big black dog legs. And her skin has the same runes branded into it as the Master of the Wild Hunt. And it takes you a second, Will. It takes you a second because she looks so much like him, but female and without hooves. So because you heard the dog feet, you know already it's not your, but there's a moment, just the briefest of seconds, where it's almost like you're looking. Her eyes are also red because she is a child of the hunt.
Yeah, there is. Will is about half second from grabbing the sharpest item nearby to throw, and then stops. And there's that realization of you're not who I thought you were, and will ease up.
Sim,
You gonna be okay?
you didn't message us.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. God damn.
Fine.
It slipped my mind. I am so sorry. How are you and Ro doing?
Doing fine. Just surprised to see you on the cameras. And who
This is
are these people?
This is Zigzag. Well, Zigzag, Rufus.
Zigzag has raised their hand to
Yes.
try and be polite, but is now full on passed out, leaning on the forge because we've been up for a while.
Almost. Yep. Savannah's going to open the shop in a minute. That's another reason why she came downstairs.
Yeah,
So she's
we're
just came
gonna-
to say hi. She's going to fuck off.
Yep.
But
This is the sleeping little gremlin is Zigzag. Rufus took up. This is Will Savannah.
hey,
Hi. Well,
I'm Savannah. Nice to meet you.
it's nice to meet you too. Will is clearly for Sim noticeably a lot more like skittish,
Will
like
hey
a dog that is trying to avoid its abusive owner.
okay. If Zigzag will allow it, Sim will collect Zigzag, and Will follow me. I'll show you where you can get some sleep.
The minute you touch Zigzag, Zigzag pops up.
I'll finish it in a second. No, I'll finish. I was almost done.
It's okay.
I didn't mean.
It's all right. We're gonna go get some sleep. This is Savannah. Savannah Zigzag.
Hi.
More big people. I know.
I'm already awake, so I'm gonna go into the little break room and make some coffee. Are you staying up? He's not staying up. Are you staying up? Who's staying up? Do you want coffee? Otherwise, I'm gonna go.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm just gonna show them
okay,
to where
all right.
they can. I'm just gonna show them.
She'll
to where
step
they can
out
get
of the
some
way.
rest. And Sim will guide Zigzag and Will to the place where him and Derek used to stay. There's a living quarters over the store. It's that style of building. You go up. It's for the area. It's probably a little after turn of the century. Building was probably built in the 1930s, late 30s, early 40s. So it's got kind of that architectural feel about it. But he'll show you to a spot where you can rest.
If you walk through the living room, you see a little girl, a wildling, and she is curled up on a rug that has old blood stains on one side of it.
Sim will hold
And
his
she
finger
is
to his mouth and just,
fast asleep.
and he'll just, to Will and Zigzag, he'll just be like, shh, and he'll whisper, "That's Ro. It's okay."
Okay.
When she wakes up, we'll greet you. We'll have you greet her as well. It's okay. I think you'll like it here. There's a lot of memories here. And thankfully, most of them are good.
Zigzag is like swaying on their feet. I just looked at how much willpower I have left. And yeah, no.
Yep.
Zigzag's fucking exhausted, and as soon as you point them anywhere, they're gonna pass the fuck out.
Yep. Get you to your rooms.
Yeah.
And Will and Zigzag can sleep safely and contentedly. And then he'll just check in with Nova and Savannah down there, and then basically Sim is just going to make sure that the pack with the information in the hedge one is going to get secured until they have the opportunity to do what they want to do with it.
When Zigzag and Will go to bed, Will make sure Zigzag gets down and will be near Zigzag as they sleep, like a guard dog, just kind of watching the door until Zigzag is like fully passed out, and he'll probably do that until he can't stay awake anymore.
Yeah, no,
with the amount of
Zigzag,
willpower that you have, it doesn't take long.
yeah, no, Zigzag basically just gets old Greg out of the bag, gets him situated, and then just dead to the world.
Yep.
Nova is going to go back to the Freehold, southward, inform who needs to be informed, mostly Reed, make sure that she's talking to her, going to see what her duties are for the day. Savannah's just going to get the store open, so she's making coffee and working on basically once the other employees come in, she's going to get them situated. And then she's going to return to probably her job at the zoo, because she took time off to help you with the shop, but she's going to go back because that is her job. But she's going to make sure everyone knows their duties for the day and to not bother you even though you've returned, because she kind of saw how rough condition everybody was in. And then Will and Zigzag are asleep. Rufus goes back to the courtless. Meg is going to go pass out somewhere because she's exhausted. She failed that role. The only reason she didn't, is because of Rufus. Any final things Sim wanted to do before the need for sleep became too much?
He'll just briefly check in on Zigzag and Will.
Will is just nodding out, like as door opens. Will's like, "What?"
It's okay. Just checking on you. Rest easy.
Okay, good. Good, everything's safe.
Yeah, it is safe.
Good night, Sim.
Good night, Will.
Just
Zigzag is dead to the world.
Yeah.
They're dead. It looks like they're breathing. It's fine. It's not uncomfortable.
Go by Ro, and if she's still passed out, that's fine. He'll just give her a smirk.
Yep.
And just kind of...
You see the terrarium with yin and yang.
With yin and yang. I was thinking about
Hey,
that too.
the twins.
The twins.
And their amazing
The twins.
adventures. You will put respect on those spiders' names. You don't know what they've done for this world.
And then Sim will not anywhere near Ro, but like a couple feet away, but just kind of kneel down and just gently touch the rug and just kind of give it a soft brush with his fingers. It's good to be home. And then he'll get up, check in with Savannah, and is going to head to the Freehold to secure...
Not going to sleep? Heading to the Freehold instead?
Yeah, he's going to deliver everything personally. The wand, and then he's going to crash out. Then he's going to crash out at the Freehold. And he's dragging ass by the time he gets there.
Yeah.
He shows up in Reed's office,
All right.
and he's going to be like, hey there.
Reed looks like she's been woken up probably by Nova.
Yeah.
It's good to see you again, Sim.
Yeah. We got what we set out to do. I got what I set out to do. We have something for you as well. We got the book that you wanted. Rufus currently has
Oh,
it.
that's... Well, I look forward to when Rufus brings it to me.
Yeah.
Zigzag has it, right? Yeah, no, Zigzag has it.
Or Zigzag has it, sorry.
Oh,
Rufus's companion, Zigzag, has it, so we'll get it to you as soon as
I
possible.
remember Zigzag from the market, yeah.
But, he's taken out some of the extra stuff around the pack, and what's left in the pack is the hedge wand and the associated book and documentation on it. And he's going to open up the pack and show Reed. This needs to be put in a safe place. And
I would advise that it not be here and not right now. As you know, there are tensions. And for as much as I love our kings and am loyal to the Winter Court, the South Ward, I worry that they might try to use that in their quest to reunite the North Ward.
I could see that.
So if you give me a day, I can potentially find a safer location for it.
That's all I was going to ask. I figured that you'd know a good spot, and I didn't intend for it to be here, but I know that you know these things. So I just wanted to let you know that I got them. So, and yeah, after that, Sim will just keep the stuff with him for now. It's probably about as safe as it can be with at his house with Nova at the moment. So he's gonna head home and do that. So thank you.
All right.
And that'll be what he finishes off doing.
All right. And that
Finally
is
get
where we
some
will go
sleep.
ahead and end tonight's session. Next week's session will be the final durances of the season, as well as any wrap-up stuff like speaking to Rebel, checking on Zigzag shop,
Zigzag
and any
eating a
other
memory
loose
fruit.
ends, and any other loose ends that need to be taken care of. Thank you all so much.
We did it. And guess what tomorrow is?
Super quick.
What was that?
I was just gonna say, Sim left while Will was sleeping. Left the wrapped bones nearby for him, so that when he wakes up, he's got those bones. But we were going to say, Az was going to say.
Thank you all so much
Hello,
for joining us.
I'm the Figment Collective's social media director. Hi, I'm Az. Obviously, you don't know who I am because I've said my name like 3 times now. This is me plugging in. Shameless, not even self-promotion because you're watching our channel right now. So all you need to do is be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Do you like werewolves? Do you like players who make questionable choices? Then check out Wolfman, our W5 Werewolf Chronicle starting tomorrow.
Yes.
7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Because
So
we
excited to run that free ball.
Yeah.
Yes. It is going to be storytelling
Kanan
by
will
the
be our
wonderful
storyteller.
Your Fave Kindred right there in just below here, right? We're all pointing.
I don't know.
This fella right
yeah, you
here.
actually have the right box this time, Mike.
He's up there for me.
Really? So he's talking.
I'm all backwards.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah, Milo is just a huge box on my screen.
Need to end this for
That's
our
fair.
promotional stuff before I start saying things that will get me in trouble with our HR department.
But werewolves,
That's me.
Werewolves,
W5,
clear off.
be here. It's in the schedule. And
Make
thank
your
you.
4 minutes of $49.99 if you want to see it. No, I'm just kidding. It's free.
Yeah.
All right, take care,
We know
everyone.
him.
Government mandated
Time
werewolves.
zone.
Welcome to the collective.
And welcome
Collective.
to the collective. Hearts, we make them dance. Someone end the stream so I can make jokes.
Whee! About